Hello. Hi, good afternoon. Either the rest of you are all at lunch, or Dr. Mahathir has scared the hell out of you all by saying foreigner cannot buy Malaysian property anymore. Don't worry, he didn't mean you guys, he meant the Chinese from China, so it's okay. You guys can still buy. Do you know that Singaporeans are the #1 foreign property investor in Malaysia? Yeah, Singaporeans are the #1 foreign investors in Malaysia. So, that's because a lot of us have family on both sides of the causeway. We all look the same. We speak almost the same. We eat the same food. In fact, it surprises me how Singaporeans always claim that a lot of the food is invented by you in the first place, right? Yeah, I see you're laughing. I come to Singapore regularly, and I speak, and my talks are usually quite funny in Malaysia. So when I speak in Malaysia and I'm being very funny, everybody is laughing. But when I come to Singapore and I speak in Singapore and I use the same jokes, nobody laughs. So it's very strange, yeah? Like you guys now, nobody is laughing. So I learned that the best way to make the Singaporean laugh is to insult the Malaysians, right? But now, and who better to insult than Dato' Sri Najib Razak? If I was here 5 months ago, I couldn't talk about him because as soon as I go across the causeway, I'll be in jail. But today I can already because Dr. Mahathir is protecting me. So I can talk about him as much as I like, and as we go along, maybe I will insult him a lot more. Okay, so I'm here to try and tell you about opportunities that are available in Malaysia, and there are plenty of opportunities available in Malaysia, and I will, over the next 20 or so slides, I'll take you through why Malaysia is a good place to put money into in the property industry, right? Okay, let us review. In order for us to try and identify you know, if you want to take pictures of these ones, no problem, you can, it's okay. They're not proprietary actually, because you can see that I got this from NAPIC. NAPIC, it actually stands for the National Property Information Center, NAPIC. So you can go and Google it also. If you Google NAPIC, you will go to the website for the National Property Information Center, and all the slides that I'm showing you is all there for you to extract and download. It's public information, free of charge. Little bit outdated, but still very good info. If you want to be a property investor, very, very good info. All right, so let's try and project the future by looking at the past. Malaysia had a bit of a bull run in 2011 and 2009, 10, 11, and a little bit of 12. We had a market that shot up this way. In fact, in the year 2011, the real estate residential market went up by 35% in 1 year, 35%. So that was not sustainable though. And in 2012, the government imposed some controls, some cooling measures, and in 2013 they imposed some cooling measures, and suddenly the market that was already overheated just started to go down, all the way down. Except in 2014, you see, from 2011 to 2012 the market dropped by about 3%. From 2012 to 2013 it dropped by 11%. That's a big drop, you know, 11% is a big drop. It's like a plane going in the sky, boom, fell into an air pocket. It's a big drop, the one where your stomach goes to your throat and you feel that you're going to die. So this was a very bad drop. And I actually thought that in 2014 we registered a bit of a growth, a small, tiny little growth here. And I actually thought that the bubble burst in 2013, and I told everybody the bubble burst in 2013, and from 2015 onwards, I think the property market will return. Unfortunately, it didn't, because you see, from 2014 to 2015, it dropped again, a rather big drop. And the reason for this drop, I tell you, is very simple. We were starting to do well, but we imposed the GST on the 1st of April 2015, right? And all over the world, in many parts of the world, if you analyze it carefully, you will see that 3 months before GST, there is no activity in the market. Everybody said, Singapore got GST, ah? How many percent? Huh? 7, ah? We all got no more GST already, because we vote in the right government. SST, yeah, kena already. So the fellow decided, take out this side, back. So 1st of April, GST. So the first 3 months, January, February, March, the market was very quiet, nothing was happening, which is fine, which is something that we predicted. And we also predicted that in April, May and June, it also become very quiet, because everybody will see, let's see how the GST affect all of us. By June, we decide, okay, we haven't died yet, we're still alive, boleh lah, can jalan. July onwards, the market's going to pick up. But unfortunately for us, that did not happen, and I'll tell you why. Because in June of 2015, The Edge, the Wall Street Journal, broke the news story about 1MDB. You all know about 1MDB? The whole world know lah. The Wall Street Journal broke the news about 1MDB, and the market just went crashing down, because nobody want to buy anything anymore. Everybody's scared, don't know what's going to happen. But Najib Razak wiggled out of that. But unfortunately in 2016, it continued to be bad. You see, the market dropped again. Do you know why? It became even worse. Do you know why? Because here, the Department of Justice started criminal proceedings. They started their criminal investigation proceedings, and that spooked the market even more. So we are the, I don't know whether you know this Malay saying, Sudah jatuh di timpa tangga. You know the one? You fell down, then the ladder hit your head. That's us lah, Malaysia. You know, we fell down already, and then the ladder hit our head. So we've had bad luck for how many years? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and now 6 years. 2017 also, the market keep on going down, because everybody is spooked. Nobody is brave to do things. But when you look at these figures, this is volume. Volume means the number of property transacted in the whole of Malaysia, including Sabah, Sarawak. But if you look, this is value, total value. If you look at values, although volume has been dropping, value has been rising. Value has been rising, except for 2016 and 2017, where values also fell. So the Malaysian, generally what's happening? The Malaysian market is not doing too well for the last so many number of years. Let's look at Kuala Lumpur. You can track, you can go to Napik and get these figures, and you can track any city you're interested in. Same thing, you know, the market has been falling, but here, Kuala Lumpur, the values has gone up in the last 2 years. That's because some very high ticket items, some grade A office buildings got sold at 400 million and 800 million and that kind of thing. So that helped push values upwards. But for the general average man on the street, not really. Then if you look at Selangor also, you will see the same trend, going downwards, right? If you look at Johor, you also see the same trend, going downwards. Do you want me to go back so you can get the picture? I know you guys are taking the picture. Do you want me to go back? Yes, no? You okay? Go back? Which one? Okay, this one finish. Okay, this one. Quick take. Okay, next, Okay. Next, all right? Okay, Johor. So, if you look at Johor, you see again the same trend, falling. Can you see a trend here? Can you see a picture here? Yeah. Okay, if you want to be serious property investor, whether you are in Singapore or in Malaysia or in Papua New Guinea, learn how to be an investor driven by data. Don't be an investor driven by what your neighbors say. A lot of us like to do this, isn't it? Our neighbor said, oh, this is very good, this project very good, better we buy. We also rush and buy, we don't know anything. Be driven by data, okay? So you see now, Johor, same pattern. Look at Penang. Same pattern. The whole country lah, actually. I just tracked it for Johor, Penang, Selangor and Kuala Lumpur because that's the locations that I'm trying to show you. Actually, if you are a foreigner and you buy property in Malaysia, which is not in Johor, Penang or KL, Selangor, I will ask you if you are mad already. Why you want to buy somewhere else? Kota Kinabalu and Kuching also okay, right? Anywhere else you shouldn't buy unless you were born in Kuala Lumpur and that was your hometown, but now you live in Singapore and you want a house in Kuala Lumpur. That's okay. You're driven not by investment, you're driven by sentiment, right? Two different things, huh? Two different things, right? Okay, so you notice from these charts. Okay, let's look again, huh? Let's look again, huh? Whole country going down. Kuala Lumpur going down. Selangor going down. Sorry. What did I do? Selangor going down. Johor going down. Penang going down. So, sad state of affairs. I don't know what the property market is like in Singapore, but I've tracked our property market for the last 30 years. The Malaysian market and the Singapore market correlates one. You all are a little bit ahead of us. When you start going up, after a while we go up. Then you start going down, after a while we go down. So it correlates to each other. Because I think a lot of Malaysian companies operate in Singapore and a lot of Singaporean companies operate in Malaysia. So the money, investment money is flowing back and forth rather freely. Okay? Let's look at the percentage. One of the reasons why this happens. Let me tell you why this happens, because later I'll give you a solution, right? Look at this chart. This is last year. Huh? This is the entire property market. 63% of the property market is residential in nature. That's a lot. Anywhere in the world you go, residential is always the highest proportion, always. But I don't think 63% is acceptable. I believe what's happening in Malaysia is that because a large amount of the population is hungry, so hungry for property, they buy things that they don't need. So the same kind of things keep getting built over and over again. We should start offering alternative asset classes. What are alternative asset classes? Look at this. Our industrial, the grey one, is only 2%. The whole market, only 2% is industrial. I think we should offer more industrial properties, or we should offer more industrial-based properties. Have you all heard about REIT, Real Estate Investment Trust? Yeah, I work for a REIT. The REIT is one of the alternative asset classes which are good for property investors like you. Let's say you want to buy a whole office building, you can't buy, never mind. Just go and buy a few units in a REIT that owns an office building. So you participate in the building. When capital values of that building goes up, you get a bit of profit from there, right? So a bit lopsided because 63% is residential in nature. We need to reduce this. We need to reduce this to about 45, 46, 47. Then it will be just nice. We need to grow commercial, which is now at 7%, and we need to grow industrial, which is now only at 2%. So these two sectors have to grow a little bit more. When I say commercial, I don't mean office space, because office space also, there is a bit of a glut of overhang, we call it. A bit of an overhang of office space. But I'm talking about traditional shop houses, the 3-story shop office and 2-story shop office, 4-story shop office. Those kind of things are very high in demand but low in supply. Okay? Now, if you analyze it, all is not lost, right? That's the bad news. Let me tell you a little bit about good news. Not everything is bad, lah. If you analyze first quarter versus first quarter 27 versus 2017 versus 2018, you will notice that on the first quarter of this year, the property market has moved to positive territory already. 4.39. We have increased by 5% or 4.5%. So which means if you track it back to this first slide, here in 2018, you should see this fella moving a little bit up already, which is good news. What does that mean? This one? Okay. All right. Okay. What does that mean? Look at this, yeah? Look at volume, huh? Everything, I've broken it down, huh? Residential, commercial, industrial, development, agriculture, as per this chart, right? Everything is positive already. Plus. Good news or not? Because later I'll show you how the market is in a cycle, right? Now, if the market is in a cycle, and it is, then where we are right now is at the bottom of the curve, moving little bit up already. Not much, I'll be honest with you, not much, but little bit to the positive territory already, right? We don't have enough data yet, because I only got data up to first Q, right? But by in another 2 weeks, I will get data for second quarter, and then in October, I should get data for third quarter, then I will know for sure already. Whether the market is going to move up. But my gut instinct, my gut feel is, we are at the bottom of the U, moving a little bit up. Look at values, this is value. Value also, everything is positive. This one, development, minus 43. This one you don't look at, because if you are not a developer, you don't have to bother. So what happened is that the developers have paid too much for development sites over the last few years, and now they're pulling back. They're saying, hang on, I'm not going to pay this much, forget it. $2,000 a square feet, I'm not paying. I would pay you only $1,600 per square feet. And the buyer is desperate, he takes it, so this average drops. So this one, you don't worry, nothing to do with you. This one also, you don't worry, nothing to do with you, because you're not going to buy a oil palm estate and plant oil palm, right? So nothing to do with you. The sectors that you want to invest in, all positive territory already. So overall, increased by 2%. Again, showing me that I'm at the bottom of the U, starting to move a little bit upwards. Okay? Which is good news. One of the reasons Malaysia was one of the tiger economy, isn't it, in the early 90s, remember or not? Before the 1997 crash, we were growing at a 12% per year. I think Singapore also, isn't it? Was Singapore growing at that kind of rates in the early 90s? I think so. We, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, and a few other countries, Thailand, we were growing. Malaysia grew at 13% per year. And in my opinion, one of the main reasons for that is because, at that time Mahathir was Prime Minister also. One of the main reasons for that is because Mahathir was pushing manufacturing. He was opening up large parcels of land, cutting it up into pieces and giving it to the industrial guys to come, build a factory and produce something. For him, he always, in his mind, if you're not producing something, then you're producing nothing. So you can produce aircon, or you can produce medical equipment, or you can produce toothbrush. He don't care, as long as you produce something. And that foreign direct investment in the 80s and early 90s drove our economy forward a lot. To be fair, the idea of Iskandar was exactly this, because Iskandar was supposed to be what? The Shenzhen for Singapore, right? Right. So what was it supposed to be? Singapore land very expensive, building very expensive, manpower very expensive. We ask your industrialists, hey, shut down your factory, come plant it here. I give you cheap land, cheap material, cheap everything. You come and build here, make your barang here and sell to the rest of the world. I give you tax break, tax holiday. And then we try to persuade all the industrial people to come here. Halfway between there and here, we got confused a little bit. We forgot about the industrial. We turned Iskandar into the playground for the rich and famous. Got yacht lah, got marina lah, got boat lah, everything. And then suddenly nobody is focusing on factories already, which was the primary motive of the whole place. And to me, if we had focused on the primary motive of the whole place, that Iskara would be flying much higher today than it is now. Right? Do you all agree with me? Am I being very controversial? You think the developers angry with me? Okay, so I think Dr. Mahathir at some point in the next few months is going to decide, you know, he keeps saying, I'm trying my best, but the whole damn thing is all broken. I can't fix it. Everybody is corrupted. He said the other day, I think at some event or something, sometimes he shoot off his mouth without thinking lah. His brain is moving, but his mouth is moving, his brain not in gear. He said, if I want to sack all the corrupted civil servants, I have to sack every single one of them. That's a lot of people to sack lah. How to sack everybody, how to start all over again. So he's struggling a bit. I think at some point in the next few months, he is going to say, let me go back to the formula that worked last time. I push manufacturing again. It's the best way to kickstart the country. Get the manufacturers in, bring the foreign direct investments, build factories, make barang, sell to the rest of the world. And if that happens, I think the property market will also benefit from this, right? Yeah? Yeah. Where? No. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Those are two different things. Two separate things. Approved is approved. So this is approved. But sometimes some of these industrialists, you see what they do when they want to relocate from some other place in the world, and this is to be expected. They would go and survey, let's say they think, okay, let's open a new factory. We got 20 billion ringgit, 20 billion US dollars to make semiconductors. Do I want to be in Malaysia? Do I want to be in Thailand? Do I want to be in Indonesia? Do I want to be in Philippines? I don't know. Let's go to all 4 countries. So they will make applications everywhere, and but only choose one. So it's hard to say whether all of this will materialize. Maybe half will, right? The rest won't. Okay, let's go to primary market. Let me show you another sign that the market is already starting to improve. In 2016 and 2017, 2015, 2016, 2017, the market turned so bad, all the developers panicked because they couldn't sell their properties already. So what they did is they pulled back. Launches that have not started, they pulled back the launches and they decided not to launch yet, right? But in 2017, they started to get a little bit better because sales started to come in. So you can see here, 2016, they only launched 52,000 properties, but in 2017, they launched 77,000 properties already. This is a good sign. The developers are very smart people. They have a good data and good research capabilities, much better than all of us because they're a big organization. And when you see the developers start being brave, you know already the market is better. You know why? If he is not getting sales, he won't push for his next project. No way, right? So from 55, 52 is pushed to 57, 77, and they've achieved a better sales rate also. So again, another sign showing that the market starts to improve a little bit. So if you analyze first half of 2016 and first half of 2017, like I said, right? This is 16, 16, 17, see, volume minus. That means we shrink, our property market shrink. But when you analyze 2017 and 2018, you got positive already. So let's say this is positive 4 and this is negative 5. Actually, in simple mathematics, the property market in 2018 grew by 10%. Correct or not? Not by 4%, because from negative 6, it has to come to 0 first and then only come to 4. So it increased by 10%, which is a phenomenal growth. All we need to do is second and third quarter, keep it up, and then it can be used as an economic indicator already. right? So like I said, 4.39 here. So good news, 4.39 growth for the first quarter of 2018. These are the three sectors that I was talking about just now: Johor, Penang, and Selangor, right? Now, of course, for Johor, really, if you as a Singaporean investor really want to focus on the Johor Bahru area and this big area called Iskandar, right? If you are going to invest in industrials, you can look at Pasir Gudang, PTP, and Silk, right? These are good industrial locations. If you're looking for commercial shop lots, whatever, stay close as you can to JB. Stay close to the city. If you're looking for high-end condos and residentials, then I think the Iskandar is your neighborhood, right? The Nusa Jaya and the Medini and all these will be your good neighborhoods for you. If you look at Klang Valley is a funny animal. Johor also is the same. Now, if you want to buy city center, you probably got no money already. You have to start buying further and further away. You know, when the HSR was being built, I actually came to Singapore and mooted the idea of Singaporeans stay in Batu Pahat. Where? Stay in Batu Pahat or stay in Muar, take the HSR, come down and work, evening, take the train and go back again. 1 hour you can reach home, what? No problem, what? I live only about 15 kilometers from 20 kilometers from my office, so take 1 hour. Whole journey, my car only need gear number 1 only. Yeah, whole day traffic jam. So I started to moot the idea that this could happen, depending on how cheap the tickets are, right? But anyway, we have postponed it now, so we wait and see what happens. Now, Klang Valley is the same thing. Kuala Lumpur is here. The traditional housing areas, the traditional investment areas used to be here, Ampang, here, Petaling Jaya, Bangsa, all right? So this small little location. Now, if you want to buy any property in this location, you have to be a multi-millionaire already. Any ordinary person has to go further away. So growth has moved this way. Gone past Subang, gone past Klang, going towards Port Klang already now. You see how far the distance. On the south, it was used to be at Cheras and Kajang, now gone past Cheras, gone to Semenyih, going further south to Seremban already. And in the north, it used to be around here, yeah, Kepong, Batu Caves, no more. It's gone further up, Rawang, it's gone way past Rawang to Bukit Beruntong, this side already. So if this is the epicenter, if you want to buy properties, you have to now be prepared to go on a circle this big. Can you see? Yeah? No choice, Penang is the same thing, right? Now, if you are going to buy, if you want to go into a tourist kind of destination, you go up here to Batu Ferringhi. If you are talking about condos and houses, you stay as close to Georgetown as you can. If you are looking at industrials, you come down here to Bayan Lepas. This is the #1 industrial area in the whole of Penang. But Penang and Seberang Perai here share the same relationship as Johor and Singapore. Land is too expensive in Penang, nobody can afford anything, so they are now starting to go here. This is the second bridge already. So a lot of development starting to take place here. In fact, some of the development has gone towards Kulim already. Kulim and Bukit Mertajam and Kulim is very, very popular now. So again, same thing. If you want to buy something here, this one you have to be really rich. Go here, travel a distance of this kind of kilometer, right? What does all this show? All this shows distance. The world is moving in such a way, you have no choice but to move further and further. Singapore also same, right? You have no choice, right? But you all cannot move too far after you, at some point you fall into the sea, right? So you have only that much further to move, and then you move to Johor already. You have to start moving. So let me make a case for distance. If you are a property investor, you need to understand that distance is your enemy that you cannot win. You cannot win this enemy, right? All big cities have no choice, right? They expand really fast. You agree? Singapore had what, 2-3 million, now got 6.5 million population. That's a lot. KL has got about 4.5 million, projected to go to 6.5 million in another 2, 3, 4 years. So this one, I saw this cartoon. This megatropolis was 50 kilometers away, then become 30, then become 10. So the guy said, we are waiting for the city to come to us. So even if you buy on the outskirts, after a while the city grow, it comes to you. There's a saying, isn't it? Don't wait to buy property and then wait, right? That's a saying, that's a good saying, very good saying. Okay, out of towners. I don't know whether Singapore got out of towners, but in KL, a lot of people in KL actually are not from KL1. Ipoh Mari, Penang, JB, Alostar, Terengganu, Kuantan, everywhere people come. So we are okay. We are okay with everybody. Pekan, we don't want Pekan. You know who is in Pekan? You know who is the MP for Pekan? Pekan people we don't want. So out of towners, like this. Plus we got another kind of out of towner. We got millions and millions and millions of Bangladeshi and Indonesians who live in KL. Got time's up. 5 more minutes. Yeah. They have Malaysian ID cards and Bumiputra status. Yeah. So these are all the guys who voted in the last election. And let Barisan Nasional win one more round. So this time they managed to stop them coming to vote. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. They actually have Malaysian ID. No, Indonesian names and Indonesian names and Bangladeshi name. Bangladeshi name and Indonesian name is Ali bin Hassan also. It's almost the same. Yeah, no different from the Malaysian Ali bin Hassan. Plus, not just he got Malaysian ID, he got Bumiputra status some more. My grandfather was born in this country, but I don't have Bumiputra status. So this Bangladeshi who came in this train can get 10% discount when he buys any of these properties. And these guys have no choice but to give him that discount. Yeah. All right? Okay, so the truth is, people will need to get used to living and investing further away. Inner city and suburbs are too expensive. Okay, enough data. I think PropertyGuru brought me here because they want me to give you my gut feel with my 30 years of experience. Yeah, I have 30 years of experience. I look young only, but actually not young. 30 years of experience. You want to know what's the real score? Yes? 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 Okay, don't ask me. I have no crystal ball. I don't know. Ask this guy. You all know this bugger? Yeah? Yeah, he went to the airport and put a mat and then he looked through his binoculars. He said he can find the plane, right? Hey, but I tell you, and I was ashamed. When people ask me where I'm from, I say I'm from Singapore. I'm so ashamed I say I'm from Singapore, right? This fella, for all his stupidity, he quite clever. And then he looked through, and then he said, he knows where's the aeroplane. You know the MH370, right? Got disappeared. He said, I know where is the plane. I saw it already. He said the plane is either in the air, on the land, or in the sea. So no matter where you find it, I said, I told you. Yeah, so he's very clever. His kapala got nothing, but his PR quite clever also lah. So if you don't want to ask this guy, it's okay. We have many stupid people in Malaysia. We can ask this fellow also. He also knows everything. You know this fellow? You all don't know. He's a politician who is the biggest idiot in the country. So he is always fighting with the government, the opposition, the government today, right? So there was some issue with water. Selangor had some issue with water. So he dressed like this and take a baldi and go to the chief minister's office and protest outside the chief minister's office. Yeah, really stupid. He's still running around free. We haven't put him into mental asylum yet. Yeah? Okay, they're chasing me. Are we in for a bad time? My opinion is, I don't think so. And I'll tell you why now, okay? Number one, Malaysia Baru. You heard the Malaysia Baru? You heard the words? Yeah. We are at the dawn of a brand new tomorrow. Everything is changing in my country. Everything is changing. Not as fast as we want, but that's okay. Because for 60 years, those guys have raped and plundered and robbed the nation. But things are changing. The feel-good factor after the general election is unexplainable. The feel-good factor is everywhere. everywhere. The shopping centers reported a spike in spending after the general election for no reason at all. Because you know what? When you feel good, what do? Spend money lah. Huh? Your ladies, you don't know the meaning of that. Because when you feel bad also you spend money. Feel good also spend money. Feel nothing also spend money. Right? So a lot of shopping centers said there was a spike in shoppers because of the feel good factor. New government cleaning house, little by little, all the crooks will go to jail. I know it's not happening as fast as we all want, but I think anything good takes a bit of time. Investor confidence will return. Slowly, it will return, right? Economy will remain stable with support of domestic consumption. What do I mean by domestic consumption? What I mean is that most purchases of property or otherwise in Malaysia will be driven by Malaysians. I don't think we will see a huge influx of foreigners coming to buy properties yet, not yet. It will come back, but it will take time. They need confidence, right? We need to rethink the lending policy. See, one of the problems in Malaysia is 54% of people who apply for a loan only get the loan approved. The other 46% rejected. Something wrong with our banking system. We need to rethink our lending policy. We need to give more loans, right? Residential terrace house, semi-D house is the best seller, right? But prices are beyond the reach of the average person. So we need to rethink the sectors that we are building in. Like I said, you know, if it's way too expensive, nobody can afford it. Why you want to build? Build other things, right? We need to start offering alternative asset classes. Like I said, the REIT is a good alternative. Shop houses are good alternative. Even small agricultural land, industrial properties, these are good alternative investment classes. You have to start looking at these things already. I walked around here. I saw some good ones. I'm not prepared to tell you what is good, what is not, because I don't work for them. You walk around and have a look. I'm still here till the evening. So if you want to spend a bit of time talking to me about Malaysian properties, I'm happy to have a discussion with you. Commercial properties will become more popular in the next few years, right? Relatively cheaper properties in suburbs, and the market has no choice but to move outwards. So if you're going to buy property and you insist that you want something in the city center, if you can't afford it, I tell you, change your mindset and start thinking of further away. It's okay one, don't worry, the city will come to you, it's okay. Property market remained unexciting in 2016, right? 2017 was expected to show improvement, but that did not happen because of the politics. The politics got worse and worse and worse. The 1MDB corruption got bigger and bigger and bigger. More news came out, everybody got scared. It's my last slide, don't worry. Yeah? Although things look bad now, it won't be like that forever. Everything is a cycle, correct? The real estate market is a cycle. The average cycle is about 7 years. But this time, the cycle has taken longer. It's turned into a 9-year cycle already. First time in my 30 over years of practicing, this is the first time the cycle downwards has been very, very long, right? All signs are indicative of an improved market in 2018. So this year, so we are at, where are we? We are at September, right? I have data till April. No, I have data till June, I think. I have data till June. And I saw 2 quarters of improvement already. I'm just waiting for data for 2 more quarters, but I'm confident that at the end of 2018, we will see a slight positive, right? So the euphoria of the general election has caused the market to go into a celebratory mode. People are buying properties, people are buying cars, people are buying. I wanted to buy a new car. I went to I have a BMW, so I went to the BMW dealership to buy another car, and the lady said to me, you fill up the form and you pay a deposit and go away. If got car, we call you. Yeah, it's like that. Because I think the waiting list now become 3 months or 4 months, and most people don't want to wait that long, right? First quarter of 2018 has seen the market slowly finding its level. First quarter, finding its level. Second quarter and 2019 will see the market beginning to level out and start its uptrend again. So let's track the market. Watch my fingers. Let's track the market. 2011 we were at a high. 2012, 2013 dropped. Remember I told you about the aeroplane. 2014 went up a little bit, but not much because of the 1 MTB news. 2015 drop, then 2016 drop again, 2017 drop again, right? 2018 level out, coming little bit up. 2019 will start moving upwards again, not like this, but like this, very slowly, but moving upwards, right? 2020, 2021 will see the market peaking again. So 18, 19, 20, 21, the market's going to go this way. This is an almost certainty already. How do I know? Let me tell you how I know. Every day of my life, this is the only job I have. So I know. I've been tracking the market for 30 over years. Bar a serious catastrophe, this is the way the market is traveling. So if you're going to buy something in Malaysia, it's already starting to move upwards, quickly grab it now, but don't go and buy something that you think you can sell again in 1 or 2 years. You have to wait till 2021. You have to wait. That's when the market peaks. So 21, 22, you quickly sell, because 22 we're going to flatten out. 23, 24 we're going to go on our downward cycle again, and then up, and then down, and then up, and that's forever. That will never ever change. Okay? So thank you very much.